$3,000 to take time off Twitter. Hello, welcome back to the show. Today we're doing what we're usually doing. Talking nonsense, trying to get through the game. Yeah! Starting off with tossing barrels. Because salads weren't on the menu today. Yeah. Well, hope they were gone. But then I also remembered that they actually pose a threat here. And there go the man hacks. Fortunately this time the door is actually tight enough not to let them through. Perfect. Jeez. For some reason a little bit loud the game is coming right now. There we go. That's the button I should be using. Swapping between the current weapon and the last weapon. Right. It's doing perfectly. It's going perfectly. At the previous door I was able to hit the hack through the fucking chain link fence. I'm not able to do that anymore. All the skill went to shit apparently. But they were able to hit me. There you go. Well, it didn't really go perfectly. But whatever does, right? Whatever does. Talking about going perfectly. I started talking about pseudoscience in the previous episode. And the idea was, what I wanted to say is mentioned with my dude, a pal, associate really, that, you know, he reads news and talks about them. But the news he read lately was something about science, and he was trying to talk about it. And the issue is, what it reminded me of, he was talking about some dude, I think, that was doing something revolutionary. I think electric cars or something. One thing or the other, really. What matters is that something was supposed to be absolutely revolutionary and essentially changing the science as we know it, or life, right? And that reminded me, because back in the day, you know, all those fantastic claims that are too good to be true, you weren't really able to really say that they are too good to be true. We were not educated enough, not well read, not experienced enough. A device good enough to fly through vents. Fantastic. Not educated enough, not well versed enough in the mysteries of physics. So supposedly there was a dude that was supposed to revolutionize transport or something else, but for some reason he absolutely disappeared. And I remember a story about a guy who supposedly invented an engine that runs on water. It supposedly somehow burns water, right? Somehow, supposedly. Right, obviously. Oh shit, he got respawned here. Didn't remember about that. Fortunately, I did remember about that conveniently placed, little, conveniently placed shit. Barrel. I think I can bring a barrel over still. There's still gonna be a fight over there. That's fine. I'm gonna do both. We've got time. We've got gameplay today. Shit. But he actually ran at me, which caused me to miss him with the explosion. Don't know if you are able to hear, but from the sound, we're getting new weapons. Ain't that exciting? Finally, right? A little bit of a submachine gun. It's M7, I think? MP7? From Heckler & Koch, possibly. Don't quote me on that. I'll check later on when I'm editing to not actually be wrong, because I can do that. I can actually not be wrong. And there we go, see? Fantastic. That's what I wanted. The combat music is still going on, because, I don't know, they predict that the game is gonna be harder, or the players are gonna be worse and not be able to handle all this issue. There is a zombie there behind the box, and it's gonna hit it and throw it at us. Well, you proved me wrong. Is this the first one? I think that's the first one we come across. This is the headcrab zombie. There's a headcrab, there's half of a zombie. And we can actually get one grenade. I didn't remember the grenades though. Alright. Fantastic. So what was I talking about? Dude. Supposedly he invented an engine that burns water and... oh shit. Let's try our new gun. That went well. Mostly because of the volume of fire, not because I aimed right. Yeah, so supposedly he invented an engine that just burns water, which is obviously impossible because water is already a result of burning something else, namely hydrogen, with oxygen in the atmosphere, obviously. So that's that. And you can't do that, right? So, but he did it, right? But he reported that he did actually make a thing that burns water. Or an engine that works on water. How would that be possible? Well, one of the ways could be that you just burn hydrogen, and what you do, what your device there does, is it electrolyzes water to turn it into separate oxygen and hydrogen molecules. But the problem is, to do that you need equal amounts of energy that you put into you need to put the energy back into the system that's equal to the amount that left the system when hydrogen bound to oxygen. So that's not right. Now then give me the chance to take you a picture. I think it worked. Oh, well, that worked, but what didn't work was having more ammo. Shit. More ammo than one mag. Fortunately, we've got more enemies to leech off of. Right. Yeah, pro tip, in case you ever play this game. You might think the ammo is sparse. It really isn't. Feel free to at any point be using the most powerful weapon or your favorite weapon, if it's not the most powerful one. Cause there is plenty enough weapon and plenty enough ammo overall to not so much go by as... what's the term? Maybe it is go by. To go by. Alright, I'm gonna go with go by because you can't stop me. So there's that. Plenty enough ammo for everything, so there's nothing really stopping you from using the most powerful weapon all the time. Because if you'd rather be saving up your ammo... what's this? A skull? Yep. If you'd rather be saving your ammo instead, you're gonna be running around with your pistol. Right, to save up ammo. That's good enough. It's a pistol. It's gonna throw a bullet, a projectile at supersonic speed to cause bodily harm. And that's good enough to, you know, get fucking smashed with a manhack that can't discern blowing explosive barrels from that other shit. This guy looks burnt. But... perfect. No. It's not perfect. I thought he actually did catch the burnt corpses. But it didn't. So fuck you then. He looks burnt. I think there might have been another explosive barrel that got him, like with the manhack that just happened to me. Because there's scorch marks. Because it couldn't have been that he got burned with the steam. Because it's steam. It's only 100 degrees Celsius. It doesn't burn you to crisp, it boils you. You look like boiled meat. Because you are meat after all. Yeah. Putting enough energy into the system to unbind oxygen and hydrogen from water. But where would you get that energy from? This is like zero-sum energy. on top of there being losses, right? So you need some sort of battery or something on board to be electrolyzing water for you to get the hydrogen and essentially oxygen maybe too, if you really need that, because you can still burn hydrogen in the regular atmosphere. That's good enough. So you don't need that oxygen, but it's funny. This is funny. So there's auxiliary power in this suit, and it runs and it powers your flashlight, it powers your sprint, but it also powers you breathing somehow. I don't know how. Probably it runs on water engine, the kind that I'm discussing right now. So what it's doing? Yeah, supposedly... Shit! We're going under before the barrel blows us up. Yeah, like that. Shit! Perfect. I don't think I got anyone with the barrel I set on fire. Or am I wrong? Looks like I was wrong. I did get them. Don't worry, these are different people. I don't really like the SMG here, cause it's spray and pray. It's not that accurate, not as accurate as a pistol. As we all know, pistol is just a sniper rifle, only smaller. Yeah, pray and spray. And just waste ammo, cause you're gonna find plenty anyway, I guess. Oh, we already have a grenade, and more than one magazine left. Right, now I'm gonna try to chase the dropped weapon that remained all the way up there. There we go. One by one. Everything's gonna be fine if they'll come one by one. Divide and conquer after all. Shit, it's not going right. Just spamming the crowbar hit isn't helping in it either, because they can just so happen to get in between the cycle. Yeah, like that. More annoying than anything else. And that's good enough for them, I guess, because what would you be doing? Trying to not get hit or just tanking the hits? What are you, a pussy? What are you, a noob that can't play the game? Needs to get hit? Don't get hit. That's how you play a game. Any game, don't get hit and you win. Why do you do that? Cause. Destroy the pallets. Right. We're not going through here, obviously, right? We're going through here. Yeah. So it's either electrolyzing water on board and just wasting, and with the electrolyzed water, obviously. So yeah, this is a danger zone, considering there are manhacks incoming. All you need to do is not get hit, remember. Also try not to get them to hit the explosive barrels. Ideally you shouldn't be shooting them, because you might miss them and hit, you know, the barrels. But strangely enough also, there's 2 hits with a crowbar are enough to destroy a manhack, but shooting it multiple times isn't. How would that work? You know, how would that work? I don't know, because swords we're used to fight, obviously, but swords were designed to cut, mostly, and then people invented armor, and you couldn't cut armor, so then swords turned into stabbing weapons, and then once you couldn't invent armor that's stab-proof, there are always gaps, people just gave up on the idea of armor, I guess. But stabbing weapons remained, and they were better than cutting weapons, because you could cut someone, but that would be an artificial wound. But if you stabbed someone, you could get all the way into their vital organs and kill them faster and better. So yeah, you don't want that. And a bullet is a stabbing weapon of sorts, right? This is just a bludgeon, cutting weapon at best. You hit it once or twice, maybe you dent it, maybe you, I don't know, throw it away. Like, make it fly away, push it away, essentially. But if you were to shoot it, are we doing this yet? No, not yet. All right, now I remember, because that's puzzle here. There we go. See, this ladder goes down, but also up. Oh, there's more man hacks, because of course there is. The ride never stops. And I'm gonna need a barrel. Am I not? That's what I used to do. But I remember how to. It's fine if they're explode. Oh, there's shit here. Well, yeah, I'm gonna need an explosive barrel, because that's almost all barrels here. Almost every barrel here is an explosive barrel. But what I want it for is to get supplies. Because I probably need ammo or health, or at least armor or suit. What's exactly suit? Is armor powered? It's not like it's a power armor where you need shit. Oh well, I'm here then, so maybe I can just stack barrels in here instead. Well, I'll take that as no. Shit. Well, you asked for this. Stacking barrels. What was that about? There we go. It's not a power suit, like a power armor, that it is ought to give you advantages if you've got power running in it, like more strength or something. It's just armor, but it's batteries, so it's shields. Is it shields? Are we having that kind of technology? Technically we could, but it's HEV suit. Well, HEV suit. I don't know if we had that tech back in Black Mesa, but I know there are shields here now, and it's not exactly that Kleiner told us all about how this suit just has shield generators in it, and you can power it with Combine's power sources. So yeah, that. Right. So if you're using power on board to electrolyze water and then burn the hydrogen to create power, you're not going anywhere. It's not used for anything useful other than electrolyzing water. You're not gonna have any spare energy to put into going. All you're gonna have is all the power is gonna go into electrolyzing water, and you'll have losses. So that's shit. Alternatively, you could be doing what you're doing now, essentially, which is to electrolyze shit ass even more. You could just go into water, because they cannot, and fuck them. Yeah, like that. Fuck them. Maybe I could just also fuck them harder if I blew up all the barrels, because fuck them. I'll fuck them harder, I think. Because that's fun. Shit. Missed the entire opening. Now I need to go back to take a breath, because I'm gonna run out. I'm sure of it. Right. So either you're electrolyzing all the water. Can I do it through here? Yeah, essentially. Now I'm gonna get drowning. Wonder if that'll get the things. Man hacks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I got any, but I'm satisfied I blew something up. I don't hear them buzzing, so I guess it worked. I'm gonna count it as working. Right, now to get across. Yeah, now to get across. See, the idea was that, let's say, just in case, the idea was that you're gonna crowbar all those, well, not all, those planks and release the chests, the boxes, so they'll float up and you'll be able to use them as a bridge from one side. But if you know what's crouch jumping, you can just fuck it. So there we go. Speedrun tech. Aside from everything else that's way more useful in speedruns. Yeah. Will I be able to finish my thought? You can be doing what's already done, essentially, which is to electrolyze water somewhere else and then just bring your hydrogen with you and fuel your car with that. but that's nothing revolutionary, and that's not really what you would call an engine that runs on water, right? That's not what I would call an engine that runs on water. So there is that. I heard those claims, and of course nothing that didn't come to fruition somehow. Never heard of that before. I mean, again, like that. Fuck. It's Source Engine. They've got fucking the same engine as Counter-Strike, and they've got the same mechanics, which is flashbangs, but they don't even need flashbangs. They've got robots that do that. Fuck me. Fuck them, more like. With guns. It's essentially Second Amendment. Fuck them, with guns. Right. So that's not an engine that runs on water. That's not what I would think about if I heard that term. And I never heard about that dude ever again. So what could have happened? Did the oil companies get him and just absolutely assassinated him because he was having the tech that no one else was able to make, and that gave him an edge, and that would destroy the whole industry? Probably not. Probably not, see? And that's where we're getting into the end of the idea, which is when that dude, my associate, said there was some guy had an invention, and that invention would be revolutionary, but he disappeared. What happened, I think, was it didn't work. And if you ever went to Kickstarter or any other crowdsourcing service where you could see all those campaigns about all the revolutionary products, about getting water from air, about stacking bricks as a sort of energy storage device. If you ever heard about selling an air bottle that you can pump yourself, which is impossible because not only it is possible, but the bottle is not going to give you much air, and then also the pumping it to full is not going to take you little time or little effort. It's very tiring process to pump it to such pressure that it's greater than your mass. If you ever heard about solar freaking roadways, you'd know how bunk of an idea that is. And what I thought happened to those guys, the guy that said that he's allegedly has an engine that runs on water, or that other guy with that other revolutionary invention, is that what happened was the same thing that happened to a certain guy that thought the earth is flat. So what he did was he wanted to debate people on that fact. On the fact that the earth is spherical. He thought the earth is flat, and he says he's got supercomputer that is gonna prove that. And what happened was he had his debate set up. People were waiting for him. He went to his supercomputer, and what came back was that he deleted his channel, swapped his channel picture icon, or however you want to call it. No, fuck.
I got word you were coming. You got here at a bad time.
Station 6, do you read? Dr. Freeman is on his way downriver. Lend him the airboat and give him all the help you can. Repeat, Gordon Freeman has returned. It is critical he reaches Black Mesa East.
I better get going now.
Yeah. Apparently, Gordon has real legendary status if Alex Vance tells everyone through the radio Gordon Freeman has returned, and they immediately know that this is an important person. So important, in fact, that they're obliged to give him every advantage and every resource they've got. So what happened is the dude deleted his channel, changed the channel picture, and the channel picture that he changed to said it's round. He just disappeared because he was fucking wrong and couldn't face the shame. Essentially, couldn't face the shame, couldn't show his face around anymore, right? So I think that's what happened. All those people who claim to have miraculous engines that run on water, that fucking produce pixie dust, that let you make wishes that come true, that let you pump enough air into a bottle to let you scuba dive for hours, that will tell you that you can get liters of drinkable water out of a dehumidifier in matter of minutes, running off of a tiny solar panel. If you ever heard them disappearing, it's because they were fucking wrong and they were too ashamed to face reality. And that's what happened to those people. But if they're actually trying to get money off of you to fuel or to found their stupid ideas that are fucking impossible to be made, they'll fucking drag and pull and do anything, go deeper and deeper into their lies to try to convince you that the money you spend should be in their hands, and also that they're not gonna fucking give the money back because they got the money, right? Who would give any amount of money back to anyone? Are you stupid? That's not how you get rich. Steal as much as you can and then run as fast as you can. Yeah, perfect. So that's my piece for this episode. I think next episode we'll be able to finally look for humor in my fucking playthroughs, possibly. But before I go through this threshold, I'm gonna say goodbyes for this time, because what's in front of us is headcrabs and gameplay. And for a long time have we not seen a commentary note, so that's possible to happen next time. This has been the voice from your wallet, saying your idea is bunk and you should just disappear from the face of the earth.